Don't know which way to go. If you are all that you see, then maybe I'm moving too slow. I've been fooled before when lightning and love caught in the slamming door. How about some information, please? Straight up now, tell me, do you really love me forever? Or am I caught in a hit and run? Straight up now, tell me, do you really love me forever? Or am I just having fun? Hey, welcome to the Barry Sanchez Show. Thanks for listening. I mean, if you sat through that. How dare you? I cannot sing. I can't dance. The only thing about me is the way that I walk. Hey, I'm Barry. You may not know me. But I've recently have been cleared to do some podcasting at the late night hours here at FXBGPublicRadio.com. And I'm sorry about that because I'm a part of it. So let me, a little bit of beer here. So I just want to tell you a little bit about the Madman. The Madman, you can't trust that guy. You really can't. If you go and like read his books are over on what's that called? Amazon. They're over on Amazon.com. You can download his books. He does. His pen name is Scott L Robbins. Scott SCOTT. Capital L. Period. ROBBINS. On Amazon. You go look for his books. He wrote like 3 Exit 13 books. There was Exit 13 Keep Right. There was Exit 13 Merge. No wait, Exit 13 Blind Corner. That's the second one. Read them in order. It's a nightmare. Exit 13 Keep Right is number 1. Exit 13.2 is Blind Corner. Exit 13.3 is Merge. Go check that out if you can. It's not like he gets any money off of that, so there is that to consider. Need a little bit of volume on. A little bit of volume. All right. What else did he write? He wrote a book. What was it called? The Bunny Years, a memoir. And he really likes role-playing games. This Madman guy. I'm just talking about him because he's a real d-bag, and you should never ever buy these books. You shouldn't. No, that guy, you can't trust him. But The Bunny Years, a memoir. It's about a superhero that he created, I think, and it's based upon a rabbit. I mean, I did see a video lately about like 2 jackrabbits fighting. Yeah, go look at that. I mean, that's like badass. That's like as nerf as it gets, and it comes in the animal community when it comes to fighting. What was the other book? Ravings of a Madman was the other book he wrote. I dare you. I dare you to buy that book and read it. I think I have some excerpts from it in front of me. They're all upside down, but I bet I can find them. But go look for that on Amazon.com. Look for Scott L Robbins. Scott has 2 T's in it and 2 B's. I'm looking at my producer. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, my producer says it's right. Alright, no. It's mostly Exit 13 stuff I have in front of me right now. You don't want to read these out of context. And that's exactly why you need to watch, read the Exit 13. I keep thinking of them. They should be a movie. You should make a movie about my books. Somebody should make a movie about my books. Yeah, I don't think you can make a book on the ravings of a madman. That would be like Private Parts. You ever seen Howard Stern's Private Parts? That's what happens when you get a radio DJ to write a movie. It's Howard Stern's Private Parts. And they went with it. I don't get it. You like radio movies? I like radio movies. Did you grow up in that era where radio was a thing? And I just think that it's interesting that, you know, there's plenty of airtime to fill. And I had to spend so much time following a strict time schedule. Very strict. Way more strict than it is here on fxbgpublicradio.com. But very segmented. And it was crazy. It was crazy. And then, you know, at the same time, you're playing a bunch of shitty pop songs, like No Doubt, like Spin Doctors, and you're just like, oh God, I've had enough of Spin Doctors. I've had enough of what's that band with the hot blonde girl? No Doubt. Walking in the spider web. Yeah, that girl. Who are the other people in that band? In No Doubt? Yeah, who cares? You know, it's unfortunate because, you know, I'm kind of reduced to this podcast level. I'm one of those people you say you have a face for radio. And yeah, I do. A little bit of beer. Thank you, Robert. You know what? I have to be honest. There's only one reason why the Barry Sanchez show exists. And it's because Barry Sanchez has spent the last 5 to 7 years trying to make himself more presentable for podcasting. And it's mostly due to EK the DJ. EK the DJ he's my boy. I look out for him, and he looks out for the Madman, which is very important to me. And so, ever since you find your tribe, whenever you find your tribe, it can really complete you as a person. So once you find people who are living a similar dream to yours, that's when you can really try to work with people. And businesses, in many ways, don't understand that. It's like businesses will be like, we just want to hire you. We want you to do this task. We don't inspire you with a dream, with your own stake in it. You know, the only way that I think that they do that is with like stock options or 401ks and stuff like that. And it's like, I don't really believe in your company that much. I believe in what I can create. And I think that's what's great about podcasting and creating your own YouTube videos, is that even publishing your own books, like the Madman does over on Amazon.com. You can. It's all very, I don't know, what's the word? Pirate, maybe. It's all very privateer. I like privateer better. Yeah, it's more privateer. Yeah. Privateer. Dig that. More beer. So I'm really pissed at Sea of Thieves because I'd really like to record some videos of Sea of Thieves. Considering my naval background, I'd love to be yelling at people on other ships. I'm not so much interested in video games anymore. It's like I really fell out of it. I mean, I got a lot of videos on the YouTube channel that the Madman and I share. The Madman lowercase, if you look for it on YouTube. I do a lot of videos. I have done some videos that are based upon games. And I'm really not into it. I think that it kind of dates things. It's like Luke Cage in season 2 where he dabs on somebody. And I'm just like, isn't that dated already? So, I mean, so if you make a Fortnite video or a Sea of Thieves video, it's like, it's dated already, right? So, I mean, what's the point? I mean, I understand it's super easy to edit, because I do all the editing for the Madman's videos. If you don't know, I'm Barry Sanchez, by the way. I do all his editing. And so it's so easy to just overlay a podcast over a video game. I mean, it's super easy. And so, I mean, this commentary right now that you're listening to right now, what could possibly end up in a Sea of Thieves video. Who knows? Because I got so much time solo playing that, I got lots of video on that. Madman doesn't know. I write so many scripts behind his back. He's such an idiot. He's so stupid when it comes to scripting. It's hilarious. All you got to do is go to his Facebook, the Shock Monkey Radio Redux Facebook page, and you can see how stupid he is when it comes to scripting. It's hilarious. Here. So where was I? My crew, my shipmates. Finding your tribe. You know, you need to find your tribe. It took me a very long time to find it, and I found it. And in many ways, I made it myself. I found some people who are similar to me throughout my life. Even when I was in the Navy. And the saddest part about being in the military is that you serve and connect with so many people that you cannot possibly keep in touch with all of them all the time. And I just want you to know, if you served with me, you are on my crew. If you ever come to me, like seriously, if there was like a zombie apocalypse or an alien invasion, and it's like, oh, Chief McMillan, how nice to see you here during the zombie invasion. Everyone's fighting for their lives, and I ran into my old chief from the Navy again. It's like, instantly, ally. And I think that's one of the greatest things about shared experiences with people. And when it comes to EK the DJ, I just want to give props to him again, because he never would have let me have this show if I hadn't proved myself to him as trustworthy enough, reliable enough to do a solo show. And it's about finding your tribe. It's about finding your crew. When you're forced onto a ship, like so much impressment and stuff like that. If you're forced onto a crew, it's one thing. If you're forced to get onto that ship and forced to We all have to work together in case we drown or we drown. I don't care if you're a dick or not. That creates a crew, obviously. However, if you build a ship and you called it Serenity or something like that, and you filled it with people that you love and trust, I mean, that's a tight ship right there. Not just, if I haven't told you lately, I love you. Beer. So, EK wouldn't let the madman leave tonight, and so I said this is the consequence of not letting me leave. He took away my keys, and so I said, you know, I'm gonna do like a 2 a.m. rant. And like other Barry's gonna have a show, and Barry has a show now. It's called the Barry Sanchez Show, and this is what it is. So I want to ask you something about Bill Cosby. What do you think people are saying to Bill Cosby tonight? Do they want to see Mortimer the Marker? Hey, Bill, show me Mortimer. Say something about pudding cups. Poor guy. I mean, yeah, horrible person. Don't get me wrong. You know, drugging and raping women is obviously horrible. But do I wish that upon him? Yeah, sure. I guess you're ripe for parody when you fuck up like that. Oh man, it's funny how a guy named Weird Al Yankovic is more trustworthy than Bill Cosby these days. That's what I like to call the Paul Harvey pause. That's me opening another beer. Welcome to the Barry Sanchez Show. I hope you're enjoying it. Enjoying it? Rejoining it. Are you rejoining it? I could read a segment here from... Oh, no. No. No, what? No, yeah. Oh, I like this. Chapter 1.5. Chapter 1.5. Let's see if I have this. This is from my Ravings of a Madman book. Yeah, I'll read a little segment from chapter 1.5. It's called Rum and Mr. Pibb. By the way, it's delicious. I highly recommend Captain Morgan and Mr. Pibb. Send me a check, Captain. Chapter 1.5, Rum and Mr. Pibb. Hey, you in the white truck. I saw you picking your nose. The tint ain't that dark. Yeah, I'm talking about you. You're sitting in the middle of the intersection with no signals, waiting to run the red light. Oh, it's green. I'm going nice horn and a finger. Squeal the tires. Nice touch. Ooh, dangerous U-turn, man. Coming after me, are you? Come on, then. Don't think I won't sling a spinach Alfredo pizza at your ass. Wait, what's this? Oh, the fuzz. Gee, I hope they're not coming after me. Oh, dear, they're pulling you over. That's so unfortunate. Oh, that's the cute cop that comes in around our store sometimes. She has pretty eyes. You'll like her. Small doses of justice. are all we ever get. Beer. Should I just say beat? I'll say beat after everyone, because I'm probably going to clip this out for, what do they call it? Audible.com. For my books. For my books, Morty. I'm gonna clip it out for my books, Morty. Here we go with player hater. Damn right I'm a player hater. Proud even. Players are people who toy with other people's minds and bodies for their own selfish desires and entertainment. Players are two-timers and heartbreakers. They whisper sweet nothings in the phone until they get everything they want from you. I have a mad hate on for the players. They may say, don't hate the player, hate the game. And I do. And I have enough hate to go around. I can hate the game and those who exploit it for their nefarious purposes all I want. The players are running around, but if you want to participate in the game at all, for whatever reason, that means you got to become a player, and sooner or later, even I am a heartbreaker, dream maker, love taker, don't you mess around, no. Oh, I guess, yeah, that's the end of the segment. Okay. Okay, Morty. Stuff I hate today. Paul Newman Saturday, All China, Bobby Flay, Ocean Pacific, Paulie Mitchell, Joe DiMaggio, Jen McCarthy, Katie Mixick, Orgasm Fakers, Television, North Korea, Gonorrhea, Edgar Allan Poe, Fredericksburg, Floor, Tom Sugar Ray, Egg Foo Yan, Commando, Rings and Ties, Anyone Who Burns a Pie, Rutger Howard, Jay-Z, England and the Rustic Queen, Macchiato, Libertarian, Santana, and Best Buy. We didn't start the fire. Highway bikermen, strangers from strange lands, stealing, killing, anyone complaining. Actors from Canada, peoples with mania, French kiss by men, Lisbon, Bob Patterson, drunk call, men who flex, Craigslist, casual sex, Bobby Flay, every day. What else do I have to say? We didn't start a fire. I do remember this chapter when I wrote it. I loved it. You should read it too. It's The Ravings of a Madman. It's on Amazon.com. Look for the Madman. What's his pen name? Scott L. Robbins. Yeah. What does he say? 2 T's and 2 B's. Yeah. Scott L. Robbins with 2 T's and 2 B's. Do we really need traffic signs that warn you of a traffic light coming up? You think the traffic light itself would be proof enough that a traffic light's existence? It's the same thing with the curve ahead signs, with the arrow signs on turns. If people are not looking out, that's my beer, for traffic lights, if people are not looking out for traffic lights and need signs to stay on the road, perhaps it's time to raise the bar for the testing at the DMV instead of catering to the lowest common intellectual denominator. Holy shit. After all, adding more signs is not going to cause people to obey them. As everyone knows, no U-turn is the most commonly disobeyed sign. But at least I see the purpose of a no U-turn sign. And yield signs are so half-assed, I say we get rid of them altogether. We don't need any wishy-washy signs on the road. But maybe I shouldn't spend my afternoons standing in front of a yield sign in my flip-flops screaming, I give up already. Why would you own a snake or anything like that? Dogs and cats, I understand, because at the very least you think your dog or cat probably likes you a little bit. But a snake is something that hates you every second of their lives. All they think about is getting out and strangling you in your sleep. And you feed them mice? Mice are pets too, for Pete's sake. I bet you're not allowed to feed cats to your dog or dogs to your alligator. Why not just get a pet rhino? That's exotic. That'll make you look like a badass for sure. Monkeys, oh my god, monkeys are stupid pets too. It's like having a little vegetarian elf in your house rolling on ecstasy constantly and has no inhibitions. Just get a dog like a normal person. To hell with cats, though. To hell with cats. Because humans, for some reason, tolerate them shitting in the house, but they'll beat their dog for doing the same thing. Believe me, if you have a dog and a cat in the same house, that dog thinks you're crazy. Anyway, you can find more like that on Amazon.com. Search for Ravings of a Madman by Scott L. Robbins. These pages are all out of order. Okay. I'm going to read one page of one of the Exit 13s. Beer. Shut up, madman. Go to bed. Oh, wow. These are way messed up. Okay, well, I'm not going to do that. I'm dropping copy. You know what I like? Sound effects. What's this? Oh, that doesn't work at all. That sucks. Welcome to the Barry Sanchez Show. I just want to tell you something about alternate sexualities. That's the best way I can sum it up. When it comes to sexuality, with me, Barry Sanchez, I'm a straight white male. It's unfortunate. I know. I got a lot of white guilt and responsibility, and I got a patriarchy I got to keep up with and stuff like that. So it's, when it comes to sex, it's like most of the sex I have is with myself, and it's usually with my hands. There have been a few times I've had sex with women, and I really do enjoy that. I really, believe me, I really do. But all that led up to that part, kind of a headache. A little bit of a headache. And women really don't understand that there's an entire generation of men who are content with porn and masturbation rather than dealing with them. They don't understand that. They really don't. And so, I mean, it's just like, you gotta offer something more. You gotta offer something more. But women aren't doing that. Women are demanding more. And so you got an entire generation of males, heterosexual males, who are like, it's like, fuck it, I got porn, and I got two hands. Even one hand, even if you lost an arm in the war. Alright? I know I got some Iraq veterans out there. Even if you have one good hand, you'd rather have that than a woman. If you lost both your arms in the war, then you'll put up with all the nonsense. All that nonsense. I just don't think women get that yet. They don't get it. If you really want a man, go after that man. They don't. A lot of women don't realize that the gender roles have flipped from that 1950s stereotype that they're constantly fighting against. You know, where men are aggressive and women are passive. It's flipped. And women don't want to acknowledge that, especially feminists. They're like, men are passive because they don't want to go out there and be all Bill Cosby. Just, oh, I'm sorry I touched you on the booty. You know, it's different now. You do that shit and you try to go like get a Supreme Court job, and next thing you know, there's all he tried to grab my ass. I mean, and so the men growing up who are not of the Kavanaugh generation are like, it's like there is no way I'm going to try to do anything offensive to a woman. I mean, it's to the point where it's like you don't even want to hold a door open for a woman. You know, dudes will hold doors open for each other all the time. I don't know if you've been to a convenience store lately, but dudes will do that. Yeah, here's the door open. But if you hold a door open for a woman, there's a possibility. I'm not saying in every single possibility. What I'm saying is that there is a possibility you got some social justice warrior who has to make a scene over something as simple as holding a door open for another human being. Human being? Did I say it right that time? And that's not the kind of battle you need to fight. That's not the kind of battle that needs to be fought. Holding the door open for somebody has no connotations. It's all about entrance. Unless you live in like what is it? Yeah, Islamic countries where the last person in the door is like the most powerful, which is ridiculous. That's ridiculous, right? I'm not saying that Islam is ridiculous. I'm just saying that the person with the most power enters last. That's ridiculous. I mean, where I come from, here in the United States, the person who enters last to the bathroom after Black Panther movie, it's like you're sitting there, you're waiting in a line for a while. Sorry, you have no priority. It's the bathroom. First come, first serve. I mean, it's if you think that that's what it is, that a patriarchy is you holding the door open for somebody, that's ridiculous. That's about kindness. You know, it's more about intent than your implicit or your subjective understanding of it. The intent is I want to hold the door open for you, not just like, oh, you're holding open for me because I'm a transgender girl. I'm sorry, sir. I just thought you were a person, and I wanted to open the door for you to be polite to a person. Doesn't matter what you want to call yourself. I don't want to get into an argument over what you want to call yourself. I just want to get my Dr. Pepper and get the fuck out of the store before I run into any more people like you. It reminds me of a few interactions I've had because I tend to buy my beer early. And the only reason I tend to buy my beer early is because I want to minimize my interactions with judgmental strangers, and I kind of like that. It's, I think Guns N' Roses said it best. It's like I get up around 7, get up at around 9, get on the bus about 11, sipping a drink and feeling fine. And that's pretty much my life. And so I would go to the store and I would buy, 12, 15, sometimes a case of beer. And it's like 11:30 in the morning. And people will be like, it's like, oh, it's 5 o'clock. Yeah, it's 5 o'clock somewhere. They card me, obviously, because old Barry looks young. So I'm 41 years old and people still card me. It's fucking hilarious. I fucking love my life. Anyway, they card me for the beer, but people have questions. It's like, why are you buying that many beers before noon? And my favorite answer to that question at those times is like, oh, I just like to minimize my time among judgmental assholes who, think that I'm going to, just because I buy 15 beers right now, I'm going to drink it right after this. Fucking pricks. And I think that's the world that we live in, is like you make an accusation. You make an assumption. And that's your truth. But it's not the truth. The truth is that I want to buy that beer at 11 when I'm out for lunch, because that's when I'm going out for lunch. I grab my beer and then I go home to avoid all you motherfuckers. The madman's running that show. That being said, then I get my show come 1, 2 a.m. And that's all I want is my little piece of the pie. My little piece of the pie. It reminds me of a video I saw today. It was like what was it? Triggered people. It's like somebody had like a beautiful cake and they like cut it up non-cake like, just cutting it up non-uniformly. You know what I'm saying? Just cutting it where the hell they wanted.
Oh, thank you.
How that pisses people off, and I think that's beautiful. That's beautiful. A beautiful circular cake that is cut up, like, for example, what was that Jim Belushi character, the samurai?
Oh, the skeleton here.
He just like went at like the most beautiful wedding cake you've ever seen. Just started hacking at it. I would love a piece of that cake.
That was a skeleton.
More than any other piece of wedding cake I've ever had before. And wedding cake is pretty disgusting if you think about it. It's disgusting. I hate weddings. I hate weddings and funerals. You know why? The only time you're forced to dress up. Fucking weddings. Whoever thought that, like, love is awesome. We need to get the government involved in this. Get us a license. I think it was probably the Republicans. It was probably the Republicans that said, it's like, we need to get government subsidies and bonuses just because we're married. And I mean, it is in the interest of the government to keep people reproducing and having stable families and stuff like that. But I mean, why would you want to get them that close to love? I mean, I agree with Ben Shapiro in the sense that, government fucks up everything. Up your nose with a rubber hose, Bill Burr. I do this better than you, Bill Burr. Anna Ferris. More beer. Who thought that adding government to anything plus government equals what's it? Null? Null? Government makes things worse. That's all there is to it. And I guess I'm a Republican in the sense that I think that even though our communication is global, our localities are still a republic. And I do not think that a federalist mentality or a globalist mentality is a smart idea when it comes to government, because regional is far more important when it comes to resources and stuff like that. Once the internet, once our global communications go down, like for example, a solar flare, FYI, very, very likely to happen, or a catastrophe happens, then you need local and regional, state, county governments in a republic to manage those situations. FEMA is only relevant when it comes to federal levels, and the federal level is dependent upon communication. Like, for example, if FEMA, the central office for FEMA, is in Washington, D.C., and something happens in North Dakota, oh, how many FEMA offices do you have in North Dakota? Well, it doesn't matter. How many electoral votes do they have? It was like, oh, I bet there's a shitload of FEMA offices in California and New York. People don't understand that. People don't understand that. They don't, and then they're still crying. It's like, I don't understand why Hillary didn't win. I tell you why. Because Hillary doesn't give a shit about North Dakota. She doesn't give a shit about Wyoming. Well, who can blame her for that? I mean, I don't give a shit about Wyoming. You? I don't. You know the thing about the railroads, right? The railroads reunited there in Wyoming, and it was kind of like of a planting of the flag. It's like the landing. Yeah, that's my beer. It was like planting the flag on the moon when it came to the railroads uniting there. It was like a consolidation of power that the people of Wyoming wanted to do, and they don't have it. Until we get one RSS subscriber from Wyoming, I'm just waiting for you. I'm just waiting for you. I'm gonna rant for hours about how Wyoming sucks a big one. Hey, I really love Wyoming's football team. Enough about Wyoming. Where was I? All right. My 21st birthday. My 21st birthday happened when I was in the Navy. Yeah, we went to Miami. It was May 7th. I was born on May 6th, 77. But it was on May 7th that we hit the port of Miami. And in Miami, we went to a Marlins game. It was dope. I had some beers. It was my 21st birthday, the day before. Excuse me. And so And obviously, I wasn't able to drink on the ship. They don't have alcohol on the ship. I mean, I think it was before the Second World War. They had uh, rum rations. Anyway, so we went, watched the Marlins game, and I came back to the ship, and my section leader was on watch on what do they call that? The quarterdeck. And I came on the quarterdeck, and she's like, "You forgot to take out the trash, which was your duty." And I was just like, "You bitch." Yeah, she was female. So I was like, you're just mad that I went to the Marlins game, and you're a second class, and I was a E1. So I was drunk as shit, and I took the trash out. My job. You do not want to keep trash on a ship, by the way. You do not want to keep trash on the ship. You know what they do when they get out into international waters? It's free game. I mean, you can dump everything in there. It's super fucked up. Yeah. They dump so much shit out there in the deep ocean. I'm not just talking about the U.S. military, and the only reason I would be mad at the U.S. is if they were the only people doing this shit. But shitloads of countries all over the world just drop shit into the Marianas Trench and shit like that. You know, just deep ocean stuff. And if Aquaman were real, you would be super pissed off. You know, and he'd have Namor by his side, and they'd be coming up here and they'd kicking our asses because we're just sinking so much bullshit. So much stuff just going in the bottom. It's like we're just throwing all our trash into the ocean, and I'm just like, we are such douches. And people are like, why do you want to leave the Navy? I'm just like, because we're douches. What we're doing is douchebag shit. So I left the Navy. And I went into defense contracting. And they were like, why are you being such a douchebag? And it was like, because we're doing douchebag shit. I just want to get into the character. Dumping shit in the ocean. Like that. I don't know. I'm just kind of a fan of, if we could shoot all our trash into orbit and let it burn up in orbit, I think we all wouldn't mind as much if we all breathed a little bit of diaper residue, metal. Maybe it's not the best thing. Considering air quality these days, okay, let's come up with another idea. I have an idea. Let's sink it to the bottom of the ocean. Where are we gonna put this shit? This shit. It's almost like the world needs one giant latrine. It could be a river of piss, maybe. I'm only saying that because it's been 49 minutes. Wow. Holy shit. I've been talking a lot. Let me tell you about my crew. My crew is very fluid. I'm more fluid when it comes to crew than it comes to gender, than it comes to identity. You know, I feel bad. I feel bad for you if you struggle with your identity. I really do. I guess I'm lucky in the fact that I felt very secure with my identity when I was very young. And so I want you to be secure with what you are. And I want you most importantly, to find your crew. Your crew are the people who stick with you. You know, you go through hardships through life. And I know you may be young now. You may be older. But your crew are the people who stick with you through tough shit. And life is full of tough shit. It doesn't happen a whole lot, but when it does, you need to stick with your crew. And in between that tough shit, what you need to do is you need to make jokes. Oh, hell, I'm going to go ahead and say it. Even in the tough shit, you make jokes. And people will love you. The only reason I think that people love Barry Sanchez is because he's the kind of guy who's shit-faced and makes the perfect fucking joke at the wrong fucking time. And that's why people love him. That's why people love Barry Sanchez. Is because sometimes he hits the mark. And I think there's value in that. You can disagree all you want, but I mean, the only people I'm concerned about pleasing are the people who hear my jokes. And if I make an inappropriate joke at an inappropriate time, at the time you needed it, I think I've fulfilled my purpose in life. So, got about 8 minutes left to fill. I want you to know that Barry Sanchez would not exist if it weren't for so many painful experiences for the madman. He has been in numerous altercations where he needed me. I'm the guy. I'm the muscle. I'm the muscle of this team. And he doesn't like dealing with that. And frankly, I don't either. I don't like dealing with that. It's not cool. It turns a party south. Nobody wants to fight to break out and the lights to come on and for the cops to come. Nobody likes that. But you know, sometimes you need to deal with a cat like that. Some dude who's just, what's the word, consigned to, committed to throw hands. Just wants to throw hands that night. And if you slap his fists away and you become, you subdue him without any connection, boy, they get so mad. A drunk guy that doesn't connect with any fist that he throws is like super pissed off that he didn't get to hit anything. I've had so much experience with this. It's like if a dude who ended up throwing fists is super mad, a guy who throws a fist and ends up hitting a wall or something like that, way more satisfied. It's like, well, at least I hit something. And so I submit to you this. If you're angry enough to hit somebody, I suggest you punch a wall first. It's like trying cocaine. If you want to try cocaine, I suggest you go around your house and snort anything that looks like cocaine first, because there's a high possibility that you're going to be snorting some of that anyway when it comes to cocaine. It's called adulterants. So, when it comes to punching somebody, I suggest you punch a wall first, and then I suggest to you that now imagine punching a brick wall, except that brick wall has been designed by a perfect being to absorb shock and damage and pressure. Punching is ridiculous. No, closed fist, no, don't do that. Don't do that, you stupid people. Why are you doing that? They have whole sports based upon that, mainly hockey. I really don't get hockey, but what's the other one? Boxing, MMA. But I do like MMA because they use feet more. But then once they're down, they like pound on their faces, and I mean, there's no fun in that. There's no fun in that. That's why boxing is better. That's why boxing is better than MMA. Is that what they call it? MMA? Once they're down, I mean, like punching them in the face, that's a beating. That's a beating. Who wants to watch a beating? Oh, it's like, oh, that was a good beating. But a boxing match, oh shit. Knocked that dude silly. Fell through the ropes. Asked about, where are we going? I love it when somebody's... You ever seen those dudes that get a concussion? Oh, man. Concussions are crazy. Right? Concussions are crazy. A guy gets hit with a concussion, and he's sitting there. He looks cognizant. He's cognizant and everything. He's having a conversation. And he bumps his head like a week later. He's like, holy shit, what happened in that fight? And that's how like concussions work, and that's why it's so bad. Even though I love boxing, because I love how pure it is, in comparison to hockey or football, it's like at least boxing is trying to inflict a concussion on somebody. In hockey and football, it's like incidental. It's like, oh, suck it up, But in boxing, it's like you're trying to inflict that on them. It's honest. I think boxing is honest about its intentions. So, I've been Barry Sanchez, and I have a note here from the madman. The madman said he wrote it. He said, so it's over, right? If he wrote it, it's over. It's done. It doesn't mean anything now. He said that he loves you. No telling what he thinks now. I'm Barry Sanchez. If you listened, thank you. Bye.